Hey Guitar Champion, what's going on? Justin Hombach here, back from my practice cave, and welcome to today's video where we are going to take a look at my top 5 picking exercises to bring your picking to the next level. Alright, here we go. Cheers! I love the sound of fast alternate picking. I love it when people like Petrucci, Gilbert or Malmsteen are playing their kind of trademark picking licks, and it sounds like when you take a stick and you run across a fence or an Apache helicopter or stuff like that. I love this kind of sound and I love to work on it. It's one of my favorite techniques. So in the last years I really focused on my picking technique, and I created some few exercises which are some of them really basic but with a different focus on the right hand instead of the left hand, for example. And I created those exercises to focus on the string change in alternate speed picking, because playing fast picking lines on one string isn't that hard. It gets hard when you want to get from one string to the next string. This one is the difficult stuff here. So on those exercises, those 5 essential exercises I'm going to give you today, they're focusing on string changing, but still in the motion of speed picking. Alright, before we are starting with the lesson, let's go to the shoutout section. I forgot the shoutout section last video. When you once start something, you should finish it as well, and I love those shoutout section. It gives a big thank you to the community, to everybody who's supporting me. And this is also a way how I can answer a few questions. So let's check out some comments, shall we? So the first shout out is to Chuck McFadden, who had wrote some really cool comment. Justin, do you practice martial arts? I see some collusion. Let me find out how I pronounce that word right. Calluses. Ah, calluses. I see some calluses on your knuckles that are usually the result of repetitive punching, a canvas bag or other conditioning. No, I'm not doing martial arts in any way. I only do guitar martial arts. Getting speedy and tricky on the guitar is the thing that I love, but it's safely for my knuckles, and I'm not really hitting anything, just a wall when I do some mistakes, because mistakes aren't allowed here. No, just kidding. Don't hit any punching bags, any cats, any babies or any wives. Well, the thing with the wife is done anyway, but no, I'm not doing any martial arts. Thanks for this great comment, Chuck McFadden. Alright, let's go to the next comment. The next comment is a really recent comment from my last video. Justin, thank you very much, super video. It is true that Paul Gilbert plays an alternate picking with sweep moving from the string. Okay, I see what you mean here. Please make Born of Osiris follow the science solos you promised. Well, first to the first part of the comment. What you mean is economy picking, that he's sweeping through the strings when he's playing from one string to the next string. Well, I don't think Paul is using that. Paul is using straight alternate picking. Guys who are using economy picking are Mike Romeo, Rick Graham, David Schneider. I'm going to tell something about him later on in the video. Really great, awesome guitar player. And of course Frank Gambardi, who kind of invented the economy picking thing and the sweep picking thing and made some really great books about sweep picking. Highly recommend to you guys those. The second part of this comment, please make a Born of Osiris follow the science solo. Well, I did follow the science as a cover in my Jason Richardson month, but when the month is over, I'm not really focusing on this person anymore. So you have to know that I'm doing this for free for you guys. So sometimes I don't have the time to do all those lessons that I plan to do. For example, right now it was really hard to make some lessons because I was moving and stuff like this. But I want to do some Twitch live stream in the future when all of my setup is ready here. I want to do some streaming, and I want to take the time there to go into your recommendations on trying to teach you some solos that you bring to me, and there one day maybe I would do the follow the science solo. But I don't think that I'm going to do a lesson here on this YouTube channel, but maybe on this live stream, and maybe when I'm doing again some Jason Richardson stuff. So much for this comment section. If you want to get shouted, then just feel free to comment a really cool comment under my video. So without further ado, let's start with exercise number 1. Cheers! Okay guys, before we begin with the video, I need to shoot this video for the 5th time right now. For the fifth time. First, my computer was crashing. Then my mic wasn't working. Then I didn't play pretty well. Then again, my mic wasn't working. Okay, let's get this over. Okay, let's get this done. And if you like the video, then do me a favor and share it. Write a comment in the comment section. Hit like as fast and as heavy as you can. So let's start with the video. And of course, if you want the free tabs for this video, you can download them in the description box. There's a download link where you can download them. So let's start with the fifth time of this video. Alright, this time without any mistakes. Okay, exercise number 1. First of all, I'm using 3-note per string scale because here we have kind of a symmetrical shape over every string. In the cage system, which is the other big fretboard knowledge system, I would say, we have sometimes 2 notes per string, and this isn't that good or isn't that perfect for our right hand if we want to focus on our right hand. So I use 3-note per string, and you can use every 3-note per string with the example that I'm showing here. I'm using the traditional kind of C major 3-note per string scale here, but you can use any 3-note per string scale you want. Okay, the first example is actually pretty easy. It's this classical kind of shreddy sequence. So slow it goes like this. So why is this a pretty good exercise? Well, because we can focus on our downward pick slanting technique here. When we are using 6-note per string, we have an even number of notes per string, which means we don't have to change the pick slant because every picking direction stays the same. We always hit the first note on the string with a downstroke and the second note on the string with an upstroke. So it stays the same, and therefore we can focus on our downward pick slanting technique. Alright, let me try to play this lick fast. Here we go. You can use any combination that you want with those 6 notes. So for example, you could play also something like this. Or you can use a combination out of those combinations. For example, my first idea on the E string and the last one that I've played on the B string. You can be really creative with that, but there are 2 kind of rules or tips I want to give to you. First of all, choose a sequence which has 6 notes per string or an even number of notes per string, so your pick slanting stays the same. And then try to choose a sequence where the first note you've played doesn't have the same finger like the last note from the last string. For example, this idea. Here our last note on the E string is the index finger, and the first note on the B string is as well the index finger. And this string change here between those fingers is really hard. So for the beginning, try to come up with a lick where you start with a finger but end with a different finger. For example, here I'm starting with the index finger and end with my pinky. Okay, so much for example number 1. Let's continue with example number 2. Example number 2 in slow goes like this. So you might ask yourself, well, what was the difference between example number 1 and example number 2? And you might have seen it yet. I was using only upward pick slanting. How did I do that? Well, the first note, the first string that I was playing was 3 notes per string, an uneven number of notes per string, which means I have to change the pick slant direction. The rest of it was the regular lick with 6 notes per string, an even number of notes per string, so I can stay with that kind of pick slanting, alright? So, first we have an uneven number of notes per string, 3. And then we have inside picking between the E and the B string, because the last note of the E string was a downstroke and the first note of now every other string is an upstroke, so upward pick slanting is our way to go. Okay, now let me try to play this one fast. Major 7 sweep, I bet you. I really like this one. Sweep. Okay, so in exercise number 3 we are focusing on the switching between upward and downward pick slanting, but with enough amount of strings in between that where we can stay in one pick slant direction. How are we doing this? Well, we are adding another string where we're playing an even number of notes here. In this example, the low E string. So here we are, when we're starting with the high E string, playing 3 notes. Going to the E string, playing again just 3 notes. And because we have an uneven number of notes per string here, we need to change the pick slant direction. So we have to go ascending, downward pick slanting. So again, upward pick slanting, down, up, down. Okay, let me try to play this one fast. Up the tempo. Okay, here's one advice for you guys that I got from my good friend David Schneider from the YouTube channel German Music Reviews. David is a really awesome guy, really awesome guitar player, and he has a really strong right hand picking technique. And he told me that he was practicing not only his picking technique but also to really feel the first note on every string. And this is an advice that really helped me a lot through some different situations where I still have some trouble with my picking hand and with my right hand. And this idea to feel every first note on a string really helped me to check, am I right? Am I playing a downstroke where I want to play a downstroke? Am I playing an upstroke where I want to play an upstroke? And stuff like this. So I highly recommend to you guys, try to push a little bit in the string. Try to feel the first note and try to check for yourself and get that feeling of, okay, this one was the downstroke, this one was the upstroke, and so on and so on. Really great advice. Go check out German Music Reviews and David Schneider, really awesome German guitar player. Alright, let's continue with lick number 4. Okay, lick number 4 is a Paul Gilbert inspired lick, and in slow it goes like this. You have maybe played this lick before, it's really famous, but here we want to focus on the right hand, the pick slanting idea behind this lick. And here we are again using two-way pick slanting, but we have a really short amount of time where we only use the downward pick slanting. So it's really awesome, a really perfect lick to train this short kind of hand movement and hand idea. Alright, so let's check out the pick slanting of this lick. First we're starting with upward pick slanting. Then we have 3 notes on one string, uneven number of notes per string, which means that on the next string we need downward pick slanting. But here on the next string we also have an uneven number of notes per string, only 1. So we're switching, when we're going back to the E string straight, we are switching to the upward pick slanting again. So we have up, down, up. Then we stay on the A string and we're repeating this phrase in this sequence, and through the repetition we have 6 notes per string on the A string, an even number of notes per string, so we can stay in the upward pick slanting, which means we only have the downward pick slanting when we want to play that one note. So we have up, down, sorry, up, down, up, sorry, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And the same thing when we're going descending. Up, down, up, down, up. Alright, so much for lick number 4. Let's continue with the final lick, lick number 5. Here we go. So lick number 5 is as well a lick maybe most of you will know, because it's a lick that have often been taught for the left hand, but again, like on lick number 4, we are focusing a little bit more on the right hand. And the lick I'm talking about is this one. But I'm not playing this one over all the 6 strings, I'm only playing this one over the G and over the B and the E strings. So, for example, like this. So, and here the pick slanting is really challenging when we need to change between the upward and the downward pick slanting. But I'm not telling you this right now. I'm going to make a video about this lick next week, a bigger video. But I want to encourage you to find out for your own which pick slanting makes the most sense in this kind of licking idea. So go download the tabs in the link in the description box. Try to figure out which pick slanting makes the most sense here. Alright, so much for this video. I hope you liked this little video, and if you liked the video, then again feel free to share, subscribe, like, whatever, write a comment. Because after 5 times of filming, this is really exhausting. Alright, so I hope you liked this video. I hope you will have a lot of fun practicing those kind of exercises. I'm going to do a workout with those exercises pretty soon. I really want to go into this workout kind of idea. I really like this one. And yeah, as I've said, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I hope I'm going to see you in the next video. So far, cheers and stay progress. Bye. One more sweep.